Kate Sullivan walked into the huge meeting room with steady steps. Her blue dress looked perfect and her hair was pulled back tight. She had practiced this walk for years. Every step had to look calm and friendly. That was the human way in space, politics. The room was bigger than a football field. 47 different alien species sat in their special chairs. Some breathed different air. Some needed different light. Some looked like giant bugs. Others looked like walking trees. A few looked almost human but had strange colors or extra arms. Kate sat down at the human table. Next to her was Commander Jake Morrison. He wore his military uniform but tried to look peaceful. His hands were folded on the table, but Kate could see his jaw muscles working. He was angry about something. Jake leaned over and whispered, "The reports came in this morning. They are testing us again." Kate nodded but kept smiling. She had learned to smile even when she wanted to scream. For 300 years, humans had been the nice guys in space. They followed the rules. They said please and thank you. They never started fights. The meeting started when a tall crystal creature stood up. His name was Vex Kalar, and he spoke for the Zephyrian people. His body was made of living crystal that changed colors when he talked. Right now it was glowing red, which meant he was excited about something. "Fellow council members," Vex Kalar said in his singing voice, "we gather today to discuss a serious problem. The humans are expanding too fast. They are taking too much space. They are growing too quickly." Kate felt her smile get tighter. She knew this was coming. The other aliens had been talking about humans in secret meetings. They thought humans did not know. But humans always knew. A huge creature with tusks and green skin stood up next. This was Groktash, the war chief of the Bruthari people. He was 8 feet tall and his muscles looked like tree trunks. His tusks were carved with battle marks. "The crystal speaker is right," Groktash said in his deep voice. "Humans make too many babies. They build too many ships. They want too many planets. This must stop." Other aliens started nodding. Some made clicking sounds. Others flashed different colors. They were all agreeing that humans were the problem. Kate looked around the room. She had been coming to these meetings for 20 years. She knew every alien here. She knew their names, their families, their fears. She knew which ones were brave and which ones were scared. Right now, most of them looked scared. Vex Kalar's crystal body turned bright orange. "I propose a complete trade ban on all human colonies in the Outer Rim. No ships, no supplies, no contact, until they learn to control their growth." The room got very quiet. Kate felt Jake's hand move toward his weapon, then stop. They were still playing the nice game. For now. Kate knew what this meant. 12 million humans lived in those outer colonies. They needed food shipments from Earth. They needed medicine. They needed tools and equipment. Without trade, people would die. Children would starve. But Kate kept smiling. She had to. That was her job. "The human delegation would like time to think about this proposal," she said in her sweetest voice. "This is a big decision. We need to talk to our government." Vex Kalar's body flashed green, which meant he was pleased. "Of course, we will vote in 3 days. That should be enough time." Groktash laughed, showing his huge teeth. 3 days or 3 years, the answer will be the same. Humans must learn their place." Kate nodded politely. Inside, she felt something, cold and hard growing in her chest. But she kept her face calm. The meeting ended with the usual ceremony. Each species said their traditional goodbye. Kate shook hands or claws or tentacles with everyone. She complimented their clothes or their new technology. She asked about their families. This was what humans did. They were polite. They were friendly. They made everyone feel important. But as Kate walked out of the meeting room, Jake caught up with her. "How long are we going to keep doing this?" he asked quietly. Kate did not answer right away. They walked through the long hallways of the council building. The walls showed pictures of peace treaties and trade agreements. Humans appeared in many of these pictures, always smiling, always shaking hands. Do you remember the history lessons from school? Kate asked. Jake nodded. About the old days on Earth before we met aliens? Do you remember what humans were like back then? Jake was quiet for a moment. We were not very nice to each other. Kate stopped walking. She looked out a huge window at the stars. Somewhere out there were human colonies, human families, human children who might die because of what happened today. We conquered our whole planet, Jake. We beat every animal, every disease, every natural disaster. We built cities and spaceships and weapons that could destroy worlds. We did all of that before we even knew aliens existed. Jake stared at her. What are you saying? Kate turned away from the window. For just a moment, her smile disappeared completely. Jake saw something in her eyes that made him step back. I am saying that for 300 years, we have been very, very polite. They walked the rest of the way in silence, but Jake kept thinking about Kate's words, and about the look in her eyes. Behind them, in the council chamber, 46 alien species celebrated their victory over the humans. They did not know that in 3 days everything would change forever. The human embassy was built like a fortress, but it looked like a peaceful garden. Kate walked through the front doors and felt the weight of 300 years of fake smiles pressing down on her shoulders. The marble floors echoed with her footsteps as she headed to the secure meeting room deep inside the building. Admiral Rick Carter was already there when she arrived. He was 60 years old and had spent 40 of those years in space. His gray hair was cut short and his face had deep lines from squinting at star charts. Right now he looked like he wanted to punch something. 12 million people, Kate, Rick said before she even sat down. 12 million humans who are going to die because we have been too nice for too long. Kate sat down at the long table. The room had no windows and thick walls. No alien listening devices could work here. This was where humans could finally tell the truth. How bad is it? She asked. Rick touched his tablet and numbers appeared on the big screen. The Outer Rim colonies have food for 6 months, medicine for 4 months. The children's colonies have less. Some of the mining stations have maybe 2 months before people start dying. Commander Jake Morrison came in and closed the door behind him. His uniform looked perfect, but his hands were shaking with anger. I just got word from Fleet Command, Jake said. The Zephyrians have been watching our supply ships for months. They know exactly when and where we deliver everything. This is not about trade. This is about killing us slowly. Dr. Lisa Hayes walked in carrying a stack of files and data tablets. She was the smartest human Kate knew. Lisa understood alien biology better than most aliens understood themselves. She also understood human biology better than anyone wanted to think about. I finished the analysis, Lisa said, dropping the files on the table. Every species in that room today is afraid of the same thing. Us. Rick leaned forward. What do you mean? Lisa opened one of the files and spread out charts and graphs. Look at these numbers. Human birth rates, human expansion rates, human technology advancement. Now look at everyone else. Kate studied the charts. The lines were very clear. Humans were growing faster, learning faster, and spreading faster than any other species in known space. We have been holding back, Lisa continued. For 300 years, we have been pretending to be normal, but we are not normal. We are nothing like them. Jake sat down hard in his chair. How different are we? Lisa pulled out another chart. The average alien species takes 500 years to colonize one new star system. Humans have colonized 27 systems in the last 50 years. The average alien species has a birth rate that keeps their population steady. Human population doubles every 30 years. Rick whistled softly. No wonder they are scared. That is not the scary part, Lisa said. She pulled out a red file. The scary part is what we have been hiding. Kate felt her stomach drop. What do you mean hiding? Lisa opened the red file. Inside were photos of spaceships, space stations, and planets that Kate had never seen before. Project Deep Sky, Lisa said quietly. Started 200 years ago. While we have been playing nice with the Council, our real government has been building a second human civilization, one that the aliens do not know about. The room went completely silent. Kate stared at the photos. Huge space cities, massive battleships, entire planets covered with human settlements. How many? Kate whispered. 43 hidden star systems, Lisa said. Each one bigger than anything the Council knows about. Our hidden fleet has more ships than the rest of the galaxy combined. Rick grabbed one of the photos. It showed a battleship that was the size of a small moon. Why was I not told about this? Because you are part of the polite humans, Lisa said. The ones who deal with aliens. The ones who smile and shake hands and follow their rules, but there are other humans. Humans who never stopped being what we really are. Jake looked confused. What are we really? Kate answered before Lisa could speak. Predators. We are predators who learned to hunt together. Every other species in the galaxy evolved from prey animals or plant eaters. We evolved from the things that ate everything else. Lisa nodded. Exactly. Look at our eyes. They face forward like every hunting animal. Look at our teeth. We have fangs. Look at our hands. We have claws that we call fingernails. We are built to hunt and kill and survive. Rick stood up and walked to the wall. There was a painting there of the first human spaceship leaving Earth. It looked small and peaceful in the painting. So what you are telling me, Rick said slowly, is that we have been lying to the entire galaxy for 300 years. Not lying, Kate said. We have been polite. There is a difference. Lisa pulled out one more file. This one was black and had warning labels all over it. There is something else, she said. The reason Project Deep Sky was started. Our scientists found something when they were studying alien DNA. Kate did not want to ask, but she had to. What did they find? Lisa opened the black file. Inside were medical charts and genetic maps. We found out why we are so different from everyone else. Humans are not just another species that learned to fly between stars. We are the only species in the galaxy that evolved to be killers. The room was so quiet that Kate could hear her own heartbeat. Every other species had to work together to survive on their home planets. They learned to share and cooperate because that was the only way to live. But Earth was different. Earth was a planet where everything was trying to eat everything else. So we learned to be better at eating than anything else. Jake ran his hands through his hair. And now they want to put us in a cage. Kate looked around the table at her fellow humans. These were good people. People who had spent their lives trying to get along with aliens. People who believed in peace and cooperation. But they were also humans. And humans were very good at surviving. So what do we do? Rick asked. Kate stood up. For the first time in 20 years, she let her diplomatic mask slip completely away. What was left behind made everyone in the room take a step back. We stopped being polite, she said. 3 days later, Kate walked into the council chamber again. But this time everything was different. She wore the same blue dress, and her hair was still pulled back perfectly. But something had changed in her eyes. Jake walked beside her, and Admiral Rick Carter was right behind them. Dr. Lisa Hayes carried a small briefcase that made several alien security guards nervous. They did not know why the briefcase scared them, but their animal instincts told them to stay away. The chamber was full. Every alien species had sent their best representatives. Word had spread that something big was going to happen. Some aliens whispered that the humans might beg for mercy. Others thought the humans might offer bribes or trade deals. They were all wrong. Kate sat down at the human table and folded her hands. She looked exactly like she had for 20 years of meetings. Calm, friendly, ready to compromise. The aliens relaxed. This would be just another normal day of pushing humans around. Vex Kalar stood up first. His crystal body was bright yellow, which meant he was very happy. Fellow council members, we are here to vote on the human trade embargo. I believe this will teach them to control their growth. Groktash laughed with his deep voice. Yes, they will learn to behave like proper civilized beings. No more taking whatever they want. Other aliens made agreeing sounds. Clicks and whistles and color changes filled the chamber. They were all excited to put the humans in their place. The vote began. One by one, each species announced their decision. The Altarians voted yes. The Bruthari voted yes. The Mechlans voted yes. Species after species chose to support the embargo. Kate listened to each vote with the same peaceful smile. She did not look worried. She did not look angry. She looked like someone waiting for a bus. Finally, it was the human turn to vote. Vex Kalar's body flashed bright green. Ambassador Sullivan, how does humanity vote on the trade embargo? Kate stood up slowly. The movement was so smooth and controlled that it reminded everyone of a cat getting ready to pounce. But they did not understand the warning. No, Kate said. The word was spoken softly, but it carried across the huge chamber like thunder. Every alien in the room felt something cold touch their spine. Vex Kalar's crystals flickered with confusion. I am sorry, Ambassador Sullivan. Did you say no to accepting the embargo? Kate smiled. It was not her diplomatic smile. It was something else entirely. Something that made the prey species in the chamber start looking for exits. I said no, Kate repeated. The human delegation rejects this proposal completely. Groktash stood up, his tusks gleaming. You cannot reject it. The vote has passed. 46 species voted yes. Only humans voted no. Kate tilted her head slightly, like she was listening to a child say something cute but wrong. You seem to think this is a democracy, she said. You seem to think that humans participate in this council because we have to. You seem to think, we follow your rules because we are weak. She gestured with one hand and Dr. Lisa Hayes opened her briefcase. Immediately, holographic displays filled the air around the chamber. What the aliens saw made several of them fall out of their chairs. Star maps appeared showing human colonies scattered across the galaxy. But these were not the colonies the Council knew about. These were bigger, more advanced, and there were dozens of them. Let me correct some misunderstandings, Kate said, her voice still perfectly calm. For 300 years, humanity has been operating in what we call polite mode. We thought it would be better for everyone if we pretended to be just another species trying to fit in. Admiral Carter stood up and activated more displays. Suddenly, the chamber was filled with images of human spaceships, not the small, peaceful ships the aliens were used to seeing. These were warships, hundreds of them, each one bigger than anything in the combined alien fleets. The truth is a little different, Carter said. Humanity currently operates colonies in 43 star systems that you have never heard of. Our military forces are larger than all of your fleets put together. Our industrial capacity could build everything you see in this chamber in about 6 weeks. Groktash was the first to find his voice. Impossible. Our spy networks would have found these colonies. Dr. Lisa Hayes smiled, and somehow that smile was more frightening than Carter's warships. Your spy networks have been finding exactly what we wanted them to find. Did you really think that a species smart enough to conquer an entire planet would not learn something about hiding information? The chamber erupted. Aliens started shouting in dozens of languages. Some demanded proof. Others screamed about human lies. A few of the smarter ones started quietly calling their home governments. Kate waited for the noise to die down. She did, not raise her voice or demand attention. She just stood there with that new smile until everyone got scared enough to listen. The trade embargo you want to place on 12 million humans is meaningless, she said. We can move those people to any of 37 backup worlds within 6 months. What we cannot do is continue pretending that we need your permission for anything. The Altarian representative, a floating jellyfish creature, spoke up with a trembling voice. What do humans want from the Council? Kate's smile got wider. Every predator species in the chamber recognized that smile. It was the expression of something that had decided to stop playing with its food. We want you to understand something very important, Kate said. Humans have been polite for 300 years because we chose to be polite, not because we had to be. She walked closer to the center of the chamber. Aliens moved back automatically, giving her space without realizing why. We learned everything about each of your species. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your fears, your technology. We studied you like scientists study interesting bugs. And the whole time you thought you were studying us. Vex Kalar's crystal body had turned completely white, which meant pure terror. What are you saying? Kate stopped walking and looked directly at him. I am saying that humanity's polite mode has just been permanently disabled. What happens next depends entirely on how quickly you can adapt to the new reality. The chamber fell completely silent. For the first time in galactic history, every alien present understood that they had never been dealing with humans as equals. They had been dealing with something much more dangerous that had been pretending to be harmless. Kate turned and walked toward the exit. Jake, Rick, and Lisa followed her. At the door, Kate paused and looked back. The vote on humanity's new relationship with this council will take place in 72 hours. I suggest you use that time very wisely. The human delegation left the chamber. Behind them, 46 alien species sat in stunned silence, finally understanding what they had awakened. The next 72 hours changed everything in the galaxy. News of what happened in the council chamber spread faster than light-speed communication. Every alien government called emergency meetings. Some prepared for war, others prepared to surrender. Most just prepared to be very, very careful around humans. Kate sat in her embassy office and watched the chaos through her window. Alien ships were leaving the capital planet as fast as they could get clearance. The parking areas that used to be full of diplomatic vessels were now half empty. Jake came into her office carrying a stack of reports. The Zephyrians are recalling their entire fleet to defend their home system. The Bruthari are doing the same. The smaller species are asking us for protection. Kate nodded without looking away from the window. What about the spy networks? Gone, Jake said. Every alien intelligence operation in human space has been shut down. They are too scared to keep watching us. Dr. Lisa Hayes walked in with Admiral Carter right behind her. Both of them looked tired but satisfied. The analysis is complete, Lisa said, sitting down across from Kate. We know exactly what each species is thinking right now. Rick spread out a large star map on Kate's desk. Different colored lights showed where each alien fleet was positioned. Most of them were grouped around their home worlds as far from human space as possible. The Zephyrians sent a message, Rick said. They want to negotiate a separate peace treaty. Just them and us. No council involvement. Kate finally turned, away from the window. What kind of treaty? Complete trade access to human technology in exchange for military cooperation. They want to be our allies instead of our enemies. Lisa pulled out her tablet and showed Kate a long list of similar messages. 17 other species have sent the same kind of offer. They all want to be friends now. Jake sat down and rubbed his forehead. 3 days ago, they were trying to starve 12 million humans. Now they want to be our best friends. Kate stood up and walked to a large painting on her wall. It showed the first human colony ship leaving Earth 300 years ago. Back then, humans thought they were going to find friends among the stars. Instead, they found competitors who wanted to keep them weak. What about the ones who have not sent messages? Kate asked. Rick pointed to several red lights on the star map. These species are still hostile. The Meklons think we are bluffing. The Vorthan Empire believes their technology is better than ours. A few others think they can form an alliance against us. Lisa leaned forward. There is something else. Our deep space monitors have detected unusual activity in the Dark Star sector. Kate felt a chill run down her spine. The Dark Star sector was where the most aggressive alien species lived. The ones who solved problems by destroying them. What kind of activity? Fleet movements. Big ones. It looks like someone is gathering ships for a major operation. Rick activated a new display on the star map. It showed hundreds of alien warships moving toward human space like a slow-moving storm. They are not coming to talk, Rick said grimly. This is an invasion force. Kate sat back down and thought for a long moment. Outside her window, she could see more alien ships leaving the planet. The smart ones were getting as far away as possible before something terrible happened. How long do we have? She asked. 6 days until they reach the outer colonies, Rick said. Maybe 8 days until they hit our main settlements. Jake stood up and started pacing. We could evacuate the colonies, move everyone to the hidden systems. No, Kate said firmly. If we run now, we will be running forever. Every alien species in the galaxy will think they can push us around whenever they want. Lisa looked worried. Kate, there are a lot of ships coming. Even with our hidden fleets, this will be a real fight. Kate smiled, but it was not a cruel smile this time. It was the smile of someone who had just made a very important decision. Lisa, how long would it take to contact the hidden colonies? All of them? About 12 hours for full communication. Do it. Send word to every human commander in every hidden system. Tell them it is time to come home. Rick looked confused. Come home? Kate, if we bring the hidden fleets to Earth, every alien in the galaxy will see them. That is exactly the point, Kate said. For 300 years, we have been hiding our strength. Now it is time to show everyone exactly what happens when you threaten human children. Jake stopped pacing. You want to reveal everything? All the ships, all the colonies, all the technology? Kate nodded. I want every alien species in the galaxy to understand that humans are not prey animals pretending to be predators. We are predators who have been pretending to be prey. Lisa started working on her tablet, sending messages to human commanders across the galaxy. This is going to change everything. Once they see our real strength, there will be no going back to the old way. Good, Kate said. The old way was not working anyway. Rick walked over to the window and looked up at the stars. You know what this means, right? Once we show them what we really are, they will never trust us again. Kate joined him at the window. In the distance, she could see the lights of the last few alien ships leaving the planet. Soon, the only ships left would be human. Rick, they never trusted us to begin with. They just thought we were too weak to be dangerous. Now they are going to learn the difference between weakness and restraint. Over the next 12 hours, messages went out to every hidden human colony in the galaxy. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Ship after ship began moving toward Earth and the outer colonies. Not just military vessels, but massive construction. Ships, enormous cargo haulers, and mobile space cities that could house millions of people. For the first time in 300 years, humanity was coming together as one unified force. And every alien government in the galaxy was about to see what that really meant. Kate stood in her office and watched the first of the hidden fleets arrive. The ships were so large they blocked out stars as they moved into position around Earth. In 6 days, the alien invasion force would arrive expecting to fight a small, weak human military. Instead, they were going to meet something that had been waiting 3 centuries for this exact moment. The age of human politeness was over. The age of human honesty was about to begin. 6 days later, the alien invasion fleet arrived at the edge of human space. Admiral Zek Thul of the Meklon Armada led the combined forces of 12 different species. His flagship was 3 miles long and carried enough weapons to destroy entire planets. Sensors show human colonies ahead, his tactical officer reported. No defensive fleets detected. Zek Thul's 4 eyes gleamed with satisfaction. Excellent. The humans were bluffing after all. Prepare to attack the first colony. But as the alien fleet moved forward, something impossible appeared on their screens. Ships began dropping out of hyperspace all around them. Not dozens of ships. Not hundreds. Thousands. The human vessels were unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Some were the size of small moons. Others stretched for dozens of miles like floating cities. The smallest ships in the human fleet were larger than the biggest alien battleships. This cannot be real, whispered the Vorthan captain. Where did all these ships come from? Admiral Carter's voice came over the communication channels, reaching every alien ship in the invasion fleet. Attention alien vessels. You are trespassing. In human space. You have 60 seconds to surrender or withdraw. Zek Thul laughed, but his laughter sounded nervous. Human Admiral, you may have more ships than we expected, but numbers do not win wars. Technology wins wars. You are absolutely right, Carter replied. Lisa, would you please demonstrate our technology? Dr. Lisa Hayes was aboard the human flagship, a vessel so large it had its own weather systems. She pressed a single button on her control panel. Instantly, every weapon system on every alien ship stopped working. The power cores shut down. The engines went dead. Even the life support systems began failing. "What is happening?" Zekthul screamed into his communicator. "We have been studying your technology for 300 years. Lisa's voice came through the emergency channels. "Every circuit, every computer, every power source, we know how all of it works better than you do." Jake Morrison was standing next to Kate on the bridge of the human command ship. He watched the alien fleet floating helplessly in space and shook his head. "We could have done this any time in the last 3 centuries, he said. Kate nodded. "But we were being polite." On the planet below, the emergency council session was in chaos. Every remaining alien representative was screaming at once. Some demanded to know how humans had disabled their fleets. Others begged for mercy. Vexcalar's crystal body was flashing through every color in the spectrum. "This is impossible. No single species could develop such advanced technology." Kate's image appeared on the main display screen. She was broadcasting from her flagship to every government in the galaxy. "You keep saying that word," she said calmly. "Impossible. But you do not understand what it means when applied to humans." She gestured, and new images filled the screens. Planets covered with human cities. Space stations bigger than most alien worlds. Technology that looked like magic compared to what other species possessed. 300 years ago, humans decided to be nice neighbors. We followed your rules. We accepted your limitations. We pretended to be just another species trying to get along. Admiral Carter appeared next to Kate on the screen. But we never stopped being human. We never stopped growing, learning, and preparing. More images appeared. Human colonies on planets that were supposed to be uninhabitable. Human ships traveling at speeds that alien science said were impossible. Human technology that could reshape matter at the atomic level. "We could have conquered the galaxy on the first day we met you," Kate continued. "Instead, we chose to build a civilization based on cooperation and peace." Groktash found his voice. "Then why are you showing us this now?" Kate's expression grew cold. "Because you tried to kill human children. Because you thought we were weak. Enough to push around. Because you forgot that being polite is not the same as being helpless." The alien fleet floating in space suddenly found their communications working again, but their weapons and engines remained dead. "Here is what is going to happen," Kate announced. "Every alien ship has 1 hour to leave human space. Any vessel still here after that time will be permanently disabled and towed to the nearest human facility." "You cannot do this," Zekthul protested. "This is an act of war." Kate smiled, and every alien watching understood that they were looking at something far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. "Admiral, you brought an invasion fleet to attack human colonies. The war already started. We just finished it." Dr. Lisa Hayes appeared on the screen next to Kate. "We are sending technical specifications to every alien government. These documents will show you exactly how far behind your technology really is. Study them carefully." "Why would you give us your secrets?" asked the Altarian representative. "Because they are not secrets," Lisa replied. "They are just the things we were too polite to mention before, and because we want you to understand that if you ever threaten humans again, we will not be polite about stopping you." One by one, the alien ships began to withdraw. They had no choice. Their weapons did not work. Their shields were down, and they were surrounded by a human fleet that could destroy them without effort. Within 6 hours, human space was clear of hostile vessels. The invasion was over before it truly began. Kate stood on the bridge of her flagship and watched the last alien ship disappear into hyperspace. Jake came up beside her. "So what happens now?" he asked. Kate looked out at the stars, where thousands of human ships were beginning to spread out across the galaxy. For the first time in 3 centuries, they were not hiding. Now we find out what the galaxy looks like when humans stop pretending to be something we are not. A message came in from Earth. The emergency council session had ended with a unanimous vote. Every alien species had agreed to recognize humanity's territorial claims and technological superiority. "And Kate," Jake added, "what if they try something like this again?" Kate turned away from the window, and Jake saw the same expression she had worn in the council chamber when everything changed. Then they will discover what humans are like when we are not trying to be polite at all. The age of human restraint was over. The galaxy would never be the same again.